What is up, guys? For today's haircut, we're going to do a middle part. Okay, this one's going to be slightly little bit on the shorter side, but we're still going to maintain some length in regards to using a scissor. The last thing I want to do, because it's quite fine and blonde, is using clippers. This is the last haircut you want to use clippers, because it's really going to expose the scalp, and we don't want that. We want something that's going to really flow naturally with the middle part from the top. So what we're going to do first is we're going to section off the middle point, and then we're going to show you guys how to section off the rest. So step one, coming down from profile of the nose all the way towards the back. So guys, first step, we're going to isolate the front part just like this. We're going to take all this and we're going to clip it away. Okay, and now again, super simply, I'm going to show you guys how to just graduate the top and the sides at the same time. Okay, section 2 now, same process. Isolate that front panel so we could graduate and layer at the same time so we could have that beautiful middle part. Okay, so there we have it. First step is already done, and now the rest of the hair now could literally just be graduated using diagonal sections. So if we come from here, this process of taking diagonal sections is going to stay the same all the way throughout. And by the end of it, if I still feel like we've left way too much weight on top, we could just go back and layer it. So let me show you guys how this is done. Okay, step one, bring everything just like this from the top of the ear. Step one, okay, we're going to come from under and boom, okay. Just like this, we're gonna go tight with the fingers, not because we want to taper it, but because we still want it to be shorter throughout the sides. Okay, and everything from the bottom now we could lift and just scissor over comb to just match it. Okay, that's step one. Step two, now we come over the ear, guys, and look at this. Look how easy we're gonna be able to graduate this. So step two now comes back into step one, and then we come with some elevation. We're going to follow this all the way through. Okay, the last step up here, we're just going to come and we're just going to make a cutting line that's triangular. That means closer to the front of the face. We're going to drop it and boom, we still maintain some of that weight through the bottom while graduating the rest. Okay, step three. Okay, look at this. Follow the same process. Okay, we're going to over direct this to previous. Look at that. Boom. Okay, we're doing 2 in 1. Okay, we're going to elevate this because now we're flat, and we're just going to make sure that cutting line is nice and round. Okay guys, using a diagonal section from the top leading all the way to the bottom, I'm going to be able to do 3 things at once. We're going to be able to maintain enough weight for the middle part while still reducing some of that weight through that flat surface. So we're going to come from the top and watch this. We're going to do a circular motion all the way towards the bottom of the nape. Okay, look at this. At this point, we have our previous section in here. We're going to come from the top and watch this. In about 20 seconds, we're going to fully be able to cut that line. Okay, so watch this. Okay, section 1, back to previous. You see the guide, you make that incision. At this point, we were using over direction. We're going to come back from the top and look at this. We're just going to make sure that now we're fully elevating on that flat surface. We see the guide. Okay, at this point, now we're still elevating. You see that guide, beautiful. Still cutting your round cutting line all the way towards the bottom. Okay guys, so something to keep in mind, right? Again, as mentioned, we see this very heavy line. That is okay because we're gonna go back and refine some of this. But now what we have is all that internal length has that beautiful movement. So we could always go back into it and refine some of this, but we just know now the rest of this needs to just be a little bit more refined through potentially just going square. Okay, so everything is pretty much graduated on the right side. All we have to do is just follow the same process on that left side. So let's do that right now. Okay, let me show you how beautiful we can get this done. And we could do this in about 20 seconds on, let's say, all the way to the nape. Okay, so step 1, from over the ear, bring it down, bring everything down, come back from the bottom. Okay, nice and tight as mentioned. The only thing that changes, knuckles get pointed outwards. Okay, step 2, over the ear, bring everything forward. You see it's nice and flat on the skin. Okay, come back from the bottom. Lift. Okay, step 3, all the way towards the nape, bring that down, watch this. Okay, step 3 comes again over, because we're over directing, back to previous. And now we're over the ear, this is where the head's flat, we elevate. And same process in here. Okay, drop it. Step 4, all the way towards the bottom. Okay, we come back from the top, back to previous. Okay, at this point, we go back and elevate, back to previous. Look at that, incredible. Okay, same process. Again, look at this. We go around, boom, drop it, and we're just following that head shape. Back to previous, over direct. Okay, come back from the top, same process. There we have it. You got about 2 sections left, and that's it. Okay, there you guys have it. Okay, now there's an issue. What's the issue? It looks like a bowl cut. Very simply, like I'm going to show you guys how we're going to be able to refine this. All we need to do, given the fact that it's slightly heavier, is come back from the top, put horizontal sections, and we're just going to slightly clean that weight. Okay, step 1, step 2, same process. And this is just going to allow for a softer line. Okay, we don't want to completely cut the weight because this is what's going to allow us to still keep that middle part all the way towards the back. Okay, you see all that weight that doesn't need to be there? That's all we're cleaning because this is just going to soften more of that line. Okay, you could already see it. Okay, that softness will just come from the layer by just reducing some of that weight. And we're just going to go around all the way towards the other side. Okay, so everything is pretty much done. The only thing that's left is the fringe. Okay, so because this is the middle part, all you need to know is, again, where this middle part naturally wants to sit. And I think honestly, the middle part is very much for him, quite in the middle. So now that we found the middle part, we got to pretty much figure out a way to connect it. So if we look at it, what do we like about it? So let's bring it diagonally all the way towards the back. And we know we have a connecting point from the front to the side. But the issue is if I cut this too short, especially because the hair is a little bit more straight, it's going to sit more forward than it is going to sit as a middle part. So what we want to do again, let's go back into it. I'm going to take that section from that point all the way towards the side. We're going to separate this. You're going to be able to very easily see the difference from the side leading up to the front. Okay, look at that. That's the guide. We're going to do that, leading all the way from the back to the front. Okay, watch this, bring it back, and we have something that connects. Look at that. Naturally, we have something that visually connects, and that's all we really care about. Okay, and because it's straight, if I take this any shorter, we might lose on some of that weight, and I don't want that. So look at this. This is already coming in really nicely. You can see the shape. All that's really left is applying that nape line and just drying this up and keeping some of that sideburn as well. Look at this. All done in less than 20 minutes. Okay, same thing on the other side. And now, like the other side, guys, all we want to do is maintain some of this weight because it's straight. And look at this, we have more of a bounce. The roots are stronger. So all we want to do is we're going to come from here and just add a little bit more texture. Okay, bring everything to the side. We still have enough length for it to be connected while maintaining that weight from the top. Now from the top, bring everything, apply the product, apply it through the side. Okay, and now we're going to blow dry this in. All right, guys, so this is my final look. And as you guys notice, we have that beautiful curtain bang that sits incredibly nicely with that length through the sides up to the nape. And it's just such an easy haircut to do when you're following the system, and it looks just incredible, super suitable, super easy for him to maintain, and it's just gonna grow in really nicely as well. And again, what we did, we just added that beautiful volume from the top, when before, when he came in, it was super flat and it just was giving him that like soldiery look. So look at this amazing haircut, 20 minutes and we're done. And this is a client that could pay $100 for some of your services, guys. And it's just, I mean, you just can't go wrong with something like this. There you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.